in on one of the back tables after the service, that would be great. On the back, you'll see my decision today. If you are committing your life to Christ today or recommitting, I would like to ask you if you would come up after the service and let our prayer teams just tell them what, the commitment you made, and let them pray over you and over that commitment. You'll see service opportunities, things you might be interested in, and then for me, the most important is prayer requests and comments. But I am coming over here at 12 noon with whoever wants to show up on Wednesdays to cover prayer needs. So if it's anonymous, just put anonymous. But we take prayer seriously here, folks. So if you could pull out your bridge announcements very quickly. I want to give adequate time for Eddie and Jenna to share. Bridge announcements, you'll see there, stay connected, text the words, the loop, to 97,000. You'll be opted in, and basically you'll get a text from me maybe once or twice, at the very most a week, maybe something encouraging I might have on my heart, and you can text me back without anybody seeing the text, so the response comes just to me. But anyway, guys, VBS is canceled for this week. Summer small groups you'll see on the back page, and I'm going to let them go over the rest of these small groups. And so, like I said, we're doing something different today, and it's because of our conviction that we believe that life change best happens in circles rather than in rows. Rows are important for hearing the word of the Lord and worship, but life change happens in circles. And so it happens in relationships. So our hope is that every one of you after this morning, and we're going to let out early so you can take some time looking at the groups, talking to the leaders, but our hope is that you would sign up for at least one group this semester. And so, Eddie, Jenna, you guys want to come up? Eddie is our new Connections Director, and Jenna, of course, is our Worship Director, and Eddie is in a new role, and his role is to help connect you. I told him, I said, hold the hand of the new person and help them get connected. And so that's his job, is helping me connect with you by that right there. And, but anyway, also if you are really at a place in your life where you feel like you could use some life coaching, usually it costs a bundle, but Eddie is a certified life coach, and he can help you get unstuck, as it's easy to get stuck in life. So give it up for Eddie Gilman and Jenna Barlow.
Well, I want to go ahead just because you don't really know who we are. We're going blind up here, that's for sure. So I'm Jenna, and I've been the worship director here for almost a year now, and we joke on the worship team that it's our own little small group because it really has become that. If you serve on a team at church, it's not just another thing for you to do each week. It actually is another avenue that you can take to cultivate friendships and relationships. So small group, life group, connection group, whatever you want to call these, are extremely important, and we'll talk about that. But just having connections to people and community in general is super important. I know from my personal journey here in Pensacola, if I didn't have community, I wouldn't even be able to wake up in the morning and care for our 3 children. We do have 3 children. Marco, he's running sound in the back. And we have an 8-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a feisty little almost 5-year-old. We're really not surprised she hasn't busted through the doors yet. But we all love RJ. She just keeps us on our toes here at the bridge, or life in general. But when we moved here about 6 years ago almost, this is Marco's hometown, but I didn't know anybody. I probably could count on less than one hand anybody who knew my name or who wanted to be friends with me. And I was extremely lonely. I was pregnant with our RJ, our 3rd child, and I was toting around 2 toddlers, just trying to breathe each day and not want to quit. We moved here from New Jersey. Could you tell from my accent? No, it's a joke. I don't have an accent. But anyways, we moved here where I have 5 siblings, a big family there. My grandparents were within a 3-hour drive. You spent Sundays after church with your parents. You spent Friday nights eating pizza with your brothers and sisters, and at any point in time, somebody could just walk through your front door. I don't know if that's a New Jersey thing, but I don't really experience that here in the South, where somebody just walks right through your door. Well, once in a while, Lloyda, my mother-in-law, she'll pop in. But, and I like that because it reminds me of home. But anyways, we started attending a church here in Pensacola, and after about a year of us just attending, I felt the Lord nudging me to step outside of my comfort zone. My comfort zone had become my kids. Just talking to them, listen, can you listen to my problem? Listen to me. I know you're 3, but I really need you to comfort me right now. Okay? No, you're watching Sesame Street. Okay, bye. Oh, nobody's listening to me. And then my husband would come home and I'd be like, okay, listen, I have to tell you everything. This kid pooped on the floor. This other one, he just colored all over my walls. I'm gonna lose it over here. I watched something on TV and he's like, okay, stop talking. So I needed somewhere in between. Somewhere where somebody could understand me and somebody could listen, and then I could do the same for them and, you know, not overwhelm my husband every night with all my thoughts. I mean, I still do that because obviously I'm a talker. But I just decided to follow the Lord's leading, and I started a small group at our church. And I didn't know what I was good at because I felt at the time I wasn't good at anything. So I thought, oh, I know what I'm good at, changing diapers and, you know, picking up Cheerios. So I'll invite moms to my house and we'll just hang out. And so I found a book and we decided to have some moms group at my house. And I really didn't think anybody would show up, but they did. The first week we had 15 moms crammed into our 900 square foot home. People were sitting on the floors, people were sitting on each other, we're laughing, and it was a blessing. And I could tell like God was gonna do something huge. And out of everybody, there was this one woman who came to my group. She had this adorable little toddler, and she wasn't from here. She didn't have any family here, and we just connected on that level. And so we kind of created our own friendship. And to this day, she is still one of my dearest and most best friends. In fact, last night we were texting until we were going to bed. And I can tell you that without choosing to have community, making that choice to not be a hermit, which is a negative word, but not to be secluded, and with my own thoughts, helped me move forward in my walk with Christ, because I was able to cultivate a relationship with somebody who was going to spur me on, encourage me, uplift me, knock me in the head when I needed it, help me, you know, not jump off the cliff at times when I just want to just quit everything, and understood me, and then vice versa. So today, as we go through just the importance of small groups, I want you to know that maybe your person is out there. And what's kind of funny in why Eddie and I are sitting up here, not only is he the connections director, but Eddie at the time was dating that girl, and who is still my best friend, and he is me and Marco's best friend, and we all hang out all the time. You know, my kids know him as Uncle Eddie, and we've all remained friends for almost 5.5 years. And only God can do that, even through breakups, even through moving to Atlanta and Alabama, you know, and all these different busy schedules. God can do that. God can cultivate friendship. Do you have to be intentional? Yes. Do you have to step outside of your comfort zone? Yes. Do you have to sacrifice a little bit of time? Yes. But I am telling you, it is worth it, and you will receive blessing from it. So that's just where I'm at it with community and small groups. And I know Eddie, he has a little bit more of a life coach perspective and another level of why it's important to have community.
Awesome. So, yeah, it's really awesome. Just like Jenna said, how things work out like that. I could have never in a million years thought that I'd be sitting up here talking about these things, or be playing worship with her and Marco, especially the way that my life has gone. But what I wanted to share today is really just the importance, the big picture purpose behind relationships and community. Because when I grew up in church, and I'm just going to be super vulnerable, because that's just the way that I am. I've been in the church arena for a long time, and I always kind of used to think that small groups were kind of boring and lame and stuff. And I'm just being real, just being honest. And at the time,
That's cliche, is what it is. Like, everybody join a small group, you know?
yeah, it's
You're like, I don't want to join a cult today, thanks.
exactly. And it was really cool that that's how. Pastor Bobby had a church before this, and at the time that I was dating my ex-girlfriend, I had seen Marco and Jenna because I was playing in the band then as well, but it was a totally different situation. We were like a set up and tear down church, so it was like play drums, or set up, play drums, tear everything down. You didn't really get to see anybody. And I would see them out in the hall, but I never really knew them. And then when my ex started going to her small group, and then I met, I was like, oh, it's you guys. And yeah, it was really cool. And then I got to know them, and they're really more like family to me now. But what I didn't understand back then was I didn't understand God's perspective on relationships and community, because it's a process. You know, everything that we do is a process of growing. And it wasn't until I actually started my first small group, I think it was like 2012 at the church we were going to. I started a small group called Hearing God's Voice. I think there was like 5 of us total in that small group, and it was pretty cool what happened, because I had no agenda. I didn't know half the stuff I knew now. I just knew that anybody could hear God's voice if we just we spent time inside it. I had like this little book that we went through, but it was really cool. I made some cool friends there, and God did some pretty interesting things, some exciting things, and they're all doing awesome today as well. So the main thing that God laid on my heart, because I was praying, I was like, okay, God, why do we do the things that we do at church? What are the real important things? And the Lord just started putting things in my head, and so I've got my little note cards here, because otherwise I'll start telling you guys stories about, like, fundraising for buying Jenna a goat. She wants a goat, I don't know why, but we're going to do a special offering at the end for a goat. But ministry is actually more than what we do on Sunday, because this building is not the church, we are the church. And ministry, just like Christianity, it's really about a lifestyle. And what I had to realize for myself is that not only I, but we are all created with a profound purpose in mind. So none of us, when God created us, none of us were created to stand alone. So having said that, obviously we were created for relationships. Back